I would like to call this meeting of the Brick Township Council to order. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on December 20th, 2019. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper and posted on the public bulletin boards and the Township website. At this time, the VFW will present its colors and we will salute the flag. They will be wearing their new uniforms. Please stand and remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Deacon William Zapsik.
Guard, left hand, hook. At a half step, forward, hook. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. Guard, hook. Colors, hook. Present, home. We now recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, home. Do we now have the invocation?
Let us pause to pray. Gracious and loving God, bringer of all that is good, we thank you for all the gifts you have showered upon us, those we can see, hear, and touch, and those seen only through the eyes of the heart. We enter this new year of 2020 with our hearts open, our heads held high, our gaze turned toward the heavens. We dare to ask you, send down from those heavens what we need this year and always. Charity, that we may provide the safety net so many of our sisters and brothers need. Thrift, that we may use our resources economically and with an eye toward future generations. Patience and perseverance, so that we never choose the easy path when there is a greater, though more difficult, goal. Wisdom, that the good of the whole carries within it the good of each individual. Creator of our beautiful America, continue to send your grace upon our nation, our garden state, and our home, Brick Township. Bring peace and security to our world and our streets, and protect those who protect us here and abroad. Guide this mayor and council as they listen, deliberate, and legislate in the best interests of every man, woman, and child they encounter. We ask all things, knowing that you always provide. Amen.
Amen.
Guard, to the rear, hook.
Thank you. You may be seated. The official results of the election held on November 5th, 2019, and certified by the county clerk as follows. For Township Council for the Township of Brick, Andrea Zapsik, 8,546. Lisa Crate, 8,203. Arthur Halloran, 8,154. Vincent Minichino, 8,015. Victoria Chadwick, 7,126. Max Flores, 6,863. Neil Napolitano, 6,787. James Fosman, 6,439. At this time, Andrea Zapsik will administer the oath of office to Councilwoman Andrea Zapsik.
Andrew.
Please repeat after me. I, Andrea Zapsik, do solemnly swear
I, Andrea Zapsik, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all of the duties
of the office of Councilwoman
of the office of Councilwoman
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
and that I solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
So help me God.
At this time, Mayor John Ducey will administer the oath of office to Councilwoman Lisa Crate.
I, Lisa Crate, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of councilwoman according to the best of my ability, and that I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
At this time, Mayor John Ducey will administer the oath of office to Councilman Arthur Halloran.
I, Arthur Halloran, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of councilman according to the best of my abilities, and that I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. Thank you.
At this time, Mayor John Ducey will administer the oath of office to Councilman Vince Minichino.
I, Vincent Aquino, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of councilman according to the best of my ability. I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the government established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I'm going to take the roll call. Councilwoman Zapsik.
Here.
Councilman Menachino.
Here.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Here.
Councilman Mumalo.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Oh, here.
Vice President Halloran.
Here.
President Crate.
Here.
Thank you. Councilwoman Crate.
Jumped ahead a little bit.
At this time, I will call for nominations for the 2020 Council President.
Madam Clerk, I would like to make a nomination. During the past 4 years, I have watched Lisa Crate blossom from rookie councilwoman who, by her very own admission, only knew what she didn't know, into a seasoned leader and a two-term vice president, taking on new and innovative projects for our community. She is thoughtful, diligent, always does her homework, and always brings her A game. Last year, she was my right arm, and I sought her counsel on just about everything, to the point where it would have been more accurate to call her co-president rather than vice president. It is my honor and privilege to nominate Lisa Crate for the office of Council President for 2020.
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I will call the roll for Council President Crate. Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Mumalo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Councilman Halloran.
Yes.
Councilwoman Crate.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, Mayor Ducey will swear in Council President Lisa Crate.
Move on over. Don't forget to switch your name later.
I, Lisa Crate, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Council President according to the best of my ability. And that I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. Hello, everyone. At this time, I'd like to call for nominations for the 2020 Council Vice President position. And I would like to nominate Councilman Art Halloran. I started this journey with Art 4 years ago, and ever since then, he has also been my right arm guy at every event that we've gone to. Between him and Andrea supporting me on this journey, I feel that Art would be the best person suited to sit with me during this time and counsel me as we move forward into 2020. So with that, I would like to nominate Art Halloran as our Council Vice President for 2020.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? No, I don't know. I lost my spot, so I'm sorry.
Seeing none, I'll take the roll call. Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Mumolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Yes.
Councilman Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, Mayor Ducey will swear in Council Vice President Halloran.
It's contagious.
I, Arthur Halloran, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Council Vice President according to the best of my ability. And I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. Thank you. Oh, I have to sign. Yes. Thank you.
At this time, Mayor Ducey will, we did that. Never mind. Mayor has, you're going to speak now, right? I'll get it.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. All right, 2020, I believe it's going to be the year of unity here in Brick Township. 2019 was a little different. 2019 was a rough year, but we had great teamwork here in Town Hall with our awesome employees that we have here in Town Hall, from our business administrator, Joanne Bergen, through all of our department heads, through every single employee. There was a lot of council meetings where different employees were getting pointed out and getting criticized, and luckily here in 2020, that is going to be back into unity and togetherness and working all together to make Brick such a better place. Thanks to Councilwoman Andrea Zapsik for the 2019 being the council president. Again, as said, it was a rough year. And to be able to handle those council meetings and everything that went on at those council meetings took a lot, I'm sure. And I'm sure it's a lot of stress added to your life, and I'm sure you're happy to move over at this time. And to Council President Crate, congratulations. I look forward to working with you in this year of unity in 2020, and as we have worked over, obviously, the last 4 years, and we'll continue to work into the future, and to every council person as well. Congratulations to Vince Menachino. Look forward in working with you in order to make Brick an even better place than it is now, and I know you plan on working very hard and going to be jumping in with both feet right away, so I can't wait to be working with you on the different committees. So the council and myself, we've worked on a number of different things over the years. So we've done a number of pretty big accomplishments. First is, that I want to talk about is our debt reduction that we've done. We've actually lowered our debt since the time I first became mayor in 2014. January 2014 is the first time I was standing up here. And it has gone down. At the time, I made a big promise at that point. I said I wanted to lower our debt $1.5 million a year. So at the end of my first year term, obviously that would be $6 million. And at this stage in the game, we should be at 6 plus 3 is 9. $9 million. We're way above that. We are at $26.6 million of what we've reduced our debt from January 2014 till today. And financial things are important, but they're not, it depends on who you are. It's a lot, obviously all taxpayers care about the financial things, but maybe not hearing about them as much because it's kind of boring. But something that is exciting for the whole town and for all ages is our parks. We are going to be doing our 8th park this year. It should have a ribbon cutting right around Memorial Day, which is Bayside Park over on the Barrier Island. And that is going to be followed up by the construction of our 9th park, which is currently under design and redesign, and we'll begin construction in the fall of next year, and that's going to be Cedar Bridge Manor Park, which is the 9th park that we've done since 2014, which is something that helps out the neighborhoods and brings people together and bring the neighborhood together. This year is our 25th anniversary of Summerfest. A lot of people might think last year was, but last year was the 25th edition of Summerfest, because an anniversary doesn't happen until your first anniversary, second anniversary. So this is the 25th anniversary here in 2020. And we're going to be adding programs. We want to keep, Brick such a family and fun place to live, and a place to, have a great place to raise your family. So we're adding all sorts of different things. So the recreation department's always working on different activities. And what we're adding in 2020 is going to be a family camp-out night. So it's going to be a cool night that's over at Windward Beach. We're going to have a movie at it and have everybody sleep out at the, all the different families and get together and have an awesome family night. And we're also, in 2020, another thing we're working on is with our veterans. We're going to be revamping the entire Veterans Memorial out in front of Town Hall. If anybody goes out there and takes a look when we do our tree lightings or Memorial Day, Veterans Day ceremonies, you can see it's a little chipped away and things like that. There's a number of names that aren't on the memorials, and I know Council President Lisa Crate's working hand in hand with our veterans and to hopefully get that done, during 2020. If anybody's interested in helping out with that project, please contact Council President Lisa Crate with any help you can do, and obviously a lot of the help may be financial. So if you have any interest in that, would be awesome. Again, going back, so our number one main priority in Brick is to unify our Brick residents in protecting our community. That's a big thing that we need to do. So we need to have a unified front and keep the pressure on our state government, and that concerns our school funding. As I'm sure probably most of you know, the state has really cut a lot of funding from our schools. It's going to be a total of $22 million over the 7-year period, which actually equates to a lot more, because when you do budgeting, $1 million in 2018 is equal to $1.8 million in 2019, plus the additional $2.2 million in cuts, and it just compounds and compounds. That $22 million in actual dollars is more like $45 million. So the current funding formula, there's a funding formula that's out there that the state has, and they won't release it to us. So we don't even know if they're doing their math right, because we've never seen the formula. So what do? You do an Oprah request. An Oprah request is, hey, please give us this public record. It's a public record. You have to give it to us. And the state said, no, we're not doing that. So they ignored an Oprah request, which then leads to a lawsuit. So the lawsuit's been filed, and now we have to go on to an appeal of that lawsuit, because an administrative law judge says we're not entitled to that formula. So every taxpayer in this state, we all pay our taxes, and it goes towards a number of things in Trenton. One of them is school funding. And there's a formula that says, this is how many dollars go to this town, this is how many dollars goes towards this child. And they won't give that to us in order so we can correct their math or do an audit of it. So we need to stand united in that front all across the town. Doesn't matter if you're on the north side, doesn't matter if you're on the south side. Doesn't matter if you have kids in school or you don't have, or you do have kids in school or you don't have kids in school, because it's going to affect everybody as taxpayers. It doesn't matter if you're a renter or a property owner. Same thing, your rent's going to go up because you got to pay for the tax increases. So we just all need to stand united in that front and keep on attacking our state leaders on that process, because they're talking over at the school board, they're talking about a big tax increase, about 19%. And that's a lot of money that affects everybody. Doesn't matter if you're, have all the money in the world, or if you're a senior on fixed income. Going up 19% is a severe impact on anybody's lifestyle, especially those who are on a fixed income. We also need unity. We're trying to get them to do a new formula. Hey, you won't show us the old one. Why won't you show us the old one? Something's wrong with it, or worse than that, something you're not doing it right. And that's a scary thing, to say that government won't release something and to be transparent. So let's do a new formula. Let's do a new formula where everybody's involved, and let's treat every child the same. Why a child from another town is worth less than a child here in Brick is beyond me, but that's what the formula supposedly says, but we don't know why the formula says that. Another unity we need to do is keeping the bad element off of our streets. So our neighborhood watch programs have been awesome. They're citizen involvement, and there's a lot of reports coming into our police officers, and we go out and investigate those. So our chief does a great job. He's started a new thing called the Streets Crime Unit, and that has started very recently. And I don't know if anybody's reads the papers or somebody's internet papers, but there is so many arrests going on because of the hard work of the Streets Crime Unit. And I want to thank you, Chief, for the hard work of your men and women of your force in keeping our streets safe. But the So the neighborhood watch programs are more than just actually calling the police. That's a huge part of it, and if you see something suspicious going on. A lot of times what happens at these houses where there's alleged drug dealing going on and things like that, those houses are also, they become in disrepair. So meaning the grass is too long, or maybe there's a gutter falling off, shutters falling off the house, things like that. You need to call that in. We need our help from all of our residents to call those into our code enforcement office. So our code enforcement office, they go out and do these property maintenance types of issues. And why that's important is because we have something here in town that not a lot of people know about, so we don't get an advantage of taking advantage of it as much. We have a responsible landlord ordinance. So if you're a landlord and you're renting out to someone undesirables, but you don't care because you're just getting the money in and that's all you care about, well, we want to hold your feet to the fire and say, no, we want you rented to the right type of people. We don't want you renting to criminals. So those property maintenance issues, if there's 2 convictions within a 2-year period, we bring the landlord into court, and the landlord's responsible for paying the cost for any future police investigations or code enforcement investigations through a bonding process. So please, everybody, united front, keep the bad element out of town, take advantage of the police neighborhood watch, but also the code enforcement neighborhood watch. Call our code enforcement. To 2020, we are looking forward to a number of things, and I probably have said this in 19, 18, 17, maybe 16, I'm not sure. No, 17 for sure. We're looking forward to the state government finally completing their review of the long-awaited Sports Dome project. I can't imagine it could take any longer, and I can't imagine standing here in 2021 saying that we're still waiting for this to come. It's going through CAFRA, and it's going through wetlands at the state. Our families here in town are waiting for this project, so our children and people of all ages can have more activities to do, to keep everybody involved and just keep on making our town better and better. Another thing we're looking forward to from another branch of government is our federal government, the VA, to finally complete their review of the long-awaited brand new Veterans Administration clinic here in town, have it kept here in Brick and have it expanded. As we all know, our veterans have done so much for each and every one of our freedoms here in this great country, in this great state, in this great town, and to be able to give them a facility that is that's worthy of the sacrifices they made is something that's so important, and hopefully that decision will be made sometime in 2020. The new clinic would actually save, so I don't know if anybody here in the room goes to the current clinic, but there is no parking there. You have disabled veterans who are parking in the woods and have to climb over trees and parking in the dirt, going down curbs, crossing a street, going up curbs on the other side in order to, because there's no parking. The appointments are very long because there's not as much room in there. And then for simple things such as like a knee scope or a shoulder scope or a epidural injection, some type of pain management injection, right now the veterans can't just go to Brick. They get recommended for it in Brick. They got to be bused all the way up to Orange, to South Orange, to the VA clinic up there. Spend 2.5 hours on a bus, have their procedure done, and then wait until everybody else on that bus has their procedures done, and gets bust down 6-7 hours later. after laying there in pain from a knee surgery or shoulder surgery and everything else. So all those types of procedures are going to be able to be done right here at the new clinic as soon as the decision's made of the clinic actually being open. So we'll look forward to that and working with our veterans on that project as well. This year we're going to be doing paving again. We're going to be doing another $2 to $3 million worth of roads in town. And then we're also doing a concerted effort to stop this, try to stop this tidal flooding that's going on. It's happening in our very severe low areas of town, which are basically Normandy Beach and Shore Acres are the worst spots. There's almost every single high tide with a full moon, and depending on the wind, the water comes up through the storm drains and floods the streets. So it's not rain that's coming down from above, it's the water coming up from below because the water's so high. There's areas of Shore Acres where the water just flows right over the top of the bulkheads. That's how low-lying Shore Acres is. We've been working with our engineering department on that. I think we found some flapper valves that will help with this. And we're also going to be retaining a flood expert engineering firms so we can look at longer-term solutions. And then we got to keep our pressure unified as a town with everybody behind it. And I know you might not live on the water, and so, well, this doesn't really mean a lot to you. But there's something called Blue Acres, and if some homeowners take advantage of Blue Acres, which is basically selling their house to the state because I can't live here anymore because it's flooding, that's going to affect our tax bases. As most people know, property taxes are based either on the size of your house or where your house is located, which obviously on the water obviously has increased taxes because it's a waterfront view, our water view, waterfront view. So if those houses aren't there anymore because they're underwater, everybody else makes up the tax difference. That's why it's a unified front of we have to worry about this tidal flooding. Where I live, I don't have any tidal flooding, of course, because I'm nowhere near the water, as a lot of people probably aren't. But that's why we just need to all stick together as a town. It's not a brick-only problem. We've got to keep our pressure on our federal government and our state government because we need funds. I drove down to Seaside yesterday for the first night event, and I came over the bridge in Bayhead, and there had to be this much water in the street in Bayhead, on the main street right there right after Charlie's, like Muller's Bakery in that area. Go down, Route 35 seemed to be pretty clear, at least through Manor, and then I went over to Brick to check out the Normandy Beach section, and again, it was, had to be foot and a half of water in the streets, all seawater, Bay water. Tom's River, Route 35, totally underwater. So it goes all the way on, all the way down to Seaside, through Ortley Beach and then down to Seaside Heights is as far as I went. So it's a regional problem, but we all, as a region, actually have to stick together and be working on that. So 2020, the year of unity here in Brick. Residents working together from both parts of town, of all ages, from all different backgrounds, for one common goal, which I think is to make Brick an even better place than it is right now. We're going to have to fight for sure. Hopefully we're going to be able to work out some compromises on some of these things, if possible. But most of all, we'll do it together as a town, and as one unit to continue making Brick every day. And I thank you all very much. I look forward to working with each and every one of you out there, and each of one of you behind me, and everybody out there who's watching it on TV, and everybody who's not watching on TV. Because as one town, we can actually accomplish things and get things going and keep things going in the right direction and keep on making Brick better every single day. So thank you, and Happy New Year.
At this time, I'd like Councilwoman Zapsik to step down to the podium. So I'm presenting Councilwoman Zapsik with the honorable gavel for her presidency for the 2019 year. I just wanted to say a few words about Councilwoman Zapsik and her reign as president over the council last year. As Mayor Ducey noted, it was not the easiest year for us. There was a lot of disagreement as we sat up on the dais, and a lot of tumultuous discussions about what's going on in the town and people who participated in those discussions. And at every turn, President Zapsik at the time, I feel she led with such grace and dignity and was able to keep all of the council meetings professional
And each time, as things were happening throughout the year, that I felt worried or nervous or felt like things could, go awry, I would always look to her, and she would be the absolute voice of reason, the person who would sit up a little taller and was able to guide us through a year that could have been much more difficult than it was had she not been holding the reins. So I wanted to take a moment to really thank her for her leadership and thank her for showing all of us and showing me, hopefully for this year, how to really take care of everyone and take care of the public and be able to run a meeting so that it remains respectful and that we can still convey to the public and to everyone watching that we do care about this town and that we want to do the best for Brick. So thank you so much for everything you did last year. And I believe, Mayor, you have appointments that you'll be making now?
Yes, thank you. So the 2020, there's mayor appointments and there's council appointments. So the mayor appointments, they don't have to be done by resolution, but the council appointments will, and they'll be later on in the agenda. The interesting thing about being mayor since 2014 is since that time, there's a number of different committees that you have to fill with people. We ask for resumes and fill them. And then once people get on there, now they have, their terms are now up, and now a lot of people are asking to be reappointed. So we got in a lot of resumes again and letters of interest, but most people a lot of people are doing a great job and they asked to be reappointed. So almost all of my appointments happen to be reappointments, but I'll go through them here. Architectural Review Committee, they're all one-year terms. Michael Webb, resident member, reappointed. Anthony Zarilli, resident member, reappointed. Alyssa Cummins, the township engineer. Tara Paxton, our municipal planner. BMAC, Jimmy Barracia is our youth representative from the north, and it's a student at Brick Township High School. And Ed Maroney is our media representative, and Kaylee Martin is our second youth representative from the, I apologize. Jimmy Barracia is from the south at Brick Township, and Kaylee is from the north at Brick Memorial. Environmental Commission, Robert Raish, member reappointed for 3-year term. Joanne Lambusta, our planning board representative for 1-year term, reappointed. Sharon Ercolani, member reappointed for 3-year term. And Henry Gaja, alternate 1, reappointed for a 2-year term. Historic Preservation Committee, Taylor Perrone, Class A member, reappointed for a 4-year term. Christine Scheisse, Class C member, reappointed for a 4-year term. Deborah O'Brien, alternate 2, reappointed for a 2-year term. The Planning Board, Joanne Lambusta, Class 2 Environmental Commission Representative, reappointed for a 1-year term. Kevin Aiello, Class 4, reappointed for a 4-year term. George Osipovich, Class 4, alternate 2, reappointment, 2-year term. Property Maintenance, all 1-year terms. Stephen Brill, member, reappointed. Edward Bucher, member, reappointed. Joseph Gilsonen, member, reappointed. James W. Hogan, member, reappointed. Sandra Thomas, member, reappointed. Joanne Bergen, member, reappointed. I'm sorry, alternate, reappointed. Rich DeGennaro, alternate. Rich DeGennaro is new. That's an alternate on the Property Maintenance Board. And Dan Newman, our construction code official. Then finally, our Sustainable Brick Township. These are all 1-year terms. Robert Checkeye, mayor's designee, reappointed. Council Representative, Councilman Vince Minikino. John High-Fantis, PE, chairman, reappointed. Ken Mathis, DPW representative, reappointment. Jessica Clayton, Board of Education representative, reappointment. Stephen Specht, PE, MUA representative, reappointed. Keith Rella, municipal planner designee, reappointed. Sharon Ercoliani, Environmental Commission representative, reappointed. Suzanne Casella, member, reappointed. Carly De La Hoz, member, she's new. Paul Kurtz, member, reappointed. Sarisa Peterson, member, reappointed. And Brian Mursky, our Chamber of Commerce representative, reappointed. Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Thank you. Resolution 18-1.
Establish council meeting dates 2020.
Councilwoman Dion?
Thank you. This resolution establishes council meeting dates for 2020.
Resolution 18-2.
Designate public agency compliance officer.
Councilman Mamalo?
Thank you. This resolution designates Jana Kopeka as Brick Township's Public Agency Compliance Officer for 2020.
Thank you. Resolution 18-3.
Designate agent for taxing district, Ocean County Board of Taxation.
Vice President Halloran?
Thank you, Council President. This resolution designates the township's tax assessor or municipal attorney as the agent for the taxing district during the year 2020 and have the ability to execute stipulations of the settlement on any tax appeal or complaint filed by the township or by a taxpayer in the tax year 2020. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 18-4.
Authorize petty cash funds.
Councilwoman Pontarera?
Thank you, Madam President. This resolution authorizes petty cash funds in the Township Clerk's Office, Police Department, Public Works, Engineering Department, and Parks Department. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 18-5.
Authorize advice and consent for fair and open professional services contract with township attorney.
Councilman Minikino?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes, it's the wrong one, sorry. This resolution authorizes the appointment of Starkey, Kelly, Keneally, Cunningham, Turnback, and the Township Attorney for 2020.
Thank you. Resolution 18-6.
Authorize advice and consent for fair and open professional service contract with municipal and alternate prosecutor.
This resolution authorizes Michael Burns from Grace Mamaro and Associates as municipal prosecutor and attorneys Brian M. Hack, Dominic P. Diani, Irene Kim Asbury, and Philip G. George from Eric M. Bernstein and Associates as alternate prosecutor. Resolution 18-7.
Authorize advice and consent for fair and open professional service contract with municipal public defender, alternate and conflict public defender.
Thank you. Councilwoman Zapsik?
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes Matthew R. Sage as Municipal Public Defender, Brian J. DeStefano, Charles P. Tivenin, Destrobats Campbell Staub, Lieb Klein, and Montenegro Thompson, Montenegro and Gens as alternate public defenders, Brian J. DeStefano, Charles P. Tivenin, Destrobats Campbell Straub, Lieb Klein, Montenegro Thompson, Montenegro and Gens, and Sin Fitzsimmons, Cantoli, Bogan, West, and Stewerman as conflict public defenders.
Good job. Okay.
A couple of punctuation marks missing in there, so my apologies.
Resolution 18-8.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the legal counsel for redevelopment issues.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the contract for legal counsel for redevelopment issues to McManaman, Scotland, Bauman, and Roseland.
Resolution 18-9.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for township auditor.
Councilman Romolo?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with Fallon and Company, Hazlitt, as Township Auditor.
Thank you. Resolution 18-10.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for professional accountant services.
Vice President Halloran?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with Bauman and Company, Voorhees, New Jersey, for professional accountant services.
Resolution 18-11.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the Affordable Housing Council.
Councilwoman Pontarera?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with Brainone, Coughlin, Vincello, and Island for Affordable Housing Council.
Thank you. Resolution 18-12.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional services contract for legal services pool.
I send this over to Councilman Minikino.
Take
Good
a
luck.
deep breath, too.
If I screw up your name, I apologize now. This resolution authorizes the executive of the contract of the following pool of professional legal matters not being handled by the township attorneys. The attorney pool is Barker, Geflin, James, Serva from Linwood, Cleary, Giacomba Alfieri Jacobs from Matawan, Dakotas Fitzpatrick Cole Giblin from Teaneck, DeFrancesco Bateman Kanza Davis Larrier Flom from Warren, Durkin from West Caldwell, Eric M. Bernstein and Associates from Warren, Gluck Walrath from Red Bank, Grace Mamaro from and Associates from Woodbury, Inglesino Webster Wiskella Taylor from Parsippany, Kelleher Van Dyke Mararty from Toms River, Kevin B. Raridan from Toms River, King Kittrick Jackson Weenie, Wells from Manasquan, Leitner Tort DeFazio Bras from Edison, Montenegro Thompson Montenegro Getz from Brick, Ronan Coughlin Minkello from Island, Roselli Gregel Lozer Lazaro from Hamilton, Rothstein Mandel Strom Hom and Cipriani from Lakewood, Secar Law Firm from Toms River, Wiener Law Group from Red Bank, Westnewski Associates from Sayreville. Labor Councils, Armando V. Riccio from Medford, Barker, Galfield, James, and Serva from Linwood, Cleary, Giacomba, Alfieri, Jacobs from Matawan, Dakotas Fitzpatrick, Cole, Giblin from Teaneck, DeFrancesco, Bateman, Kanza, Davis, Larrier, and Flom from Warren, Eric M. Bernstein and Associates from Warren, Gluck Walrath from Red Bank, Inglesino, Webster, Wiska Kelly, Taylor, Parsippany, and Rowan Coughlin, I should know this one, Minkello from Island. The tax assessor councils are Cleary, Giacoba, Alfieri, Jacob from Matawan, Dakota Fitzpatrick's, Cole Giblin from Teaneck, DeFrancesco, Bateman, Kanza, Davis, Larrier, and Flom from Warren, Aaron M. Bernstein and Associates from Warren, Inglesina, Webster, Wiskakella, Taylor from Parsippany, Roselli, Griegel, Lazier, Lazaro from Hamilton, Starkey, Kelly, Kenevi, Cunningham, and Turnbeck from Toms River, and Wesnewski and Associates from Sayreville. Tax foreclosure councils are Dakotas, Fitzpatrick, Cole, Giblin from Teaneck, Goldberg, Mackler, Sayeg, Mintz, Pfeiffer, Banach, Gill from Northfield, and Wesnewski and Associates from Sayreville.
Great job. Great job. Welcome aboard, Councilman.
You passed.
That wasn't planned.
No? Resolution 1813.
Authorize mayor to enter in fair and open professional service contract for the engineering services pool.
This is just to show you that I'm not going to make someone else do something that I'm not willing to do myself, okay? This resolution authorizes a contract for professional engineering surveying, environmental dredging, and traffic consultants for various minor projects and preliminary studies on proposed capital projects, environmental issues, and other general engineering projects for the 2020 calendar year to the following professional pools. Engineering surveying, ACT Engineers, Robbinsville, ARH Associates, Hamilton, Brightview Engineering, Roseland, CME Associates, Howell, French and Perello Associates, Wall, H2M Associates, Wall, Keystone Engineering Group, Hamilton, Leon S. Avakian, Neptune, LS Engineering Associates, Montville, Mazer Consulting, Red Bank, Matrix New World Engineering, Eatontown, Mid-Atlantic Engineering Partners, Brielle, Mott MacDonald, Freehold, Prestige Environmental, Somerset, Rue Engineering, Toms River, Suburban Consulting Engineers, Flanders, T&M Associates, Toms River, Van Cleef Engineering, Hillsborough, and WJH Engineering, Manasquan. For environmental engineering, ACT Engineers, Robbinsville, ARH Associates, Hamilton, CME Associates, Howell, French and Perello Associates, Wall, Mazer Consulting, Red Bank, Mid-Atlantic Engineering Partners, Brielle, Mott MacDonald, Freehold, Prestige Environmental, Somerset, and Suburban Consulting Engineers, Flanders. Dredging engineering pool, ACT Engineers, Robbinsville, CME Associates, Howell, Mazer Consulting, Red Bank, Mid-Atlantic Engineering Partners, Brielle, Mott MacDonald, Freehold, Rue Engineering, Toms River, and Suburban Consulting Engineers, Flanders. Traffic engineering, Brightview Engineering, Roseland, CME Associates, Howell, Mazer Consulting, Red Bank, Mott MacDonald, Freehold, and Suburban Consulting Engineers, Flanders. Okay, done with that one. Resolution 1814.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the architectural services pool.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with the following pool of professionals for architectural services: Barlow, Governale and Associates, Brick; the Musial Group Architecture, Mountainside; Net Architects, Mountainside; Robbie Conley, Architect, Woodbury Heights; Settembrino Architects, Red Bank; Sonnenfield and Trocchia Architects, Homedale; Tokarski and Milliman Architects, Wall; and Yezi Associates, Toms River.
Thank you. Resolution 1815.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the bond council.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeYoung?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a contract with Wilentz, Goldman, and Spitzer as bond counsel.
Resolution 1816.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the financial advisor.
Councilman Mummolo.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a contract with NW Financial Group as financial advisor.
Thank you. Resolution 1817.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the property appraisal, property inspection services pool.
Vice President Halloran.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with the following firms to provide property appraisal and inspection services to the township on an as-needed basis: Federal Appraisal, White House Station, and Henry J. Mancini and Associates, Manahawkin.
Thank you. Resolution 1818.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the property maintenance board attorney.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with Charles Bauer of Brick as attorney for the Property Maintenance Board.
Thank you. Resolution 1819.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the hearing officer.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with the following attorney to serve the hearing officer: Charles B. Bauer of Brick and Kevin B. Reardon of Toms River.
Thank you. Resolution 1820.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the animal control services.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with A Academy of South Jersey Howell for animal control officer services at a set hourly rate schedule with an annual not-to-exceed amount of $120,000. Resolution 1821.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional services contract for planning services pool.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with the following firms to provide planning services for the research and writing of planning studies and reports to the township on an as-needed basis: ARH Associates Hamilton, CME Associates Howell, Leon S. Avakian Neptune, Mazer Consulting Red Bank, and Tetra Tech Parsippany.
Thank you. Resolution 1822.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the code enforcement prosecutor and alternate prosecutor.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with Lanny Lombardo of the firm Cleary, Giacob, Alfieri, Jacobs of Matawan as code enforcement prosecutor. The resolution also authorizes the execution of a contract for attorneys Brian M. Hack, Dominic Deanny, Irene Kim Asbury, and Philip G. George from the firm of Eric M. Bernstein and Associates as alternate code enforcement prosecutor.
Thank you. Resolution 1823.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for the employee assistance program.
Councilman Mummolo.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract with Preferred Behavioral Health of Lakewood to implement the township's employees assistance program. Thank you.
Resolution 1824.
Authorize rejection of bids and authorization to advertise professional service contract for insurance broker consultants.
Council Vice President Halloran.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the rejection of proposals and re-advertisement for professional services contract for insurance broker consultants.
Thank you. Resolution 1825.
Authorize mayor to enter into fair and open professional service contract for veterinarian services.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract for veterinary services for emergency/minimal care for sick and/or injured dogs, cats, or wildlife to Cedar's Veterinary Hospital in Brick and Jersey Shore Veterinary, Inc. of Lakewood.
Thank you. Resolution 1826.
Authorize purchasing agent to enter into certain contracts for purchases and services with certain vendors under county contracts.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract for the provision of certain government services with the County of Ocean for the performance of work or the furnishings of materials, equipment, or supplies for only items or services specified in the applicable county contracts for the contract vendors of record. Resolution 1827.
Authorize execution of Schedule C agreement with County of Ocean for 2020.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the execution of a contract for the provision of certain government services with the County of Ocean as part of Schedule C agreement. This agreement includes funds if needed to participate in an interlocal agreement for roads, engineering, and vehicle services on an as-needed basis throughout the year.
Thank you. Resolution 1828.
Authorize one alternate two for the Board of Adjustment.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. This resolution confirms the appointment of Darren Caffrey as an alternate member of the Board of Adjustment.
Resolution 1829.
Authorize appointment of two commissioners to the Housing Authority.
Councilman Mummolo.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the appointment of Peter Dunn as a resident commissioner of the Brick Township Housing Authority for a term effective March 15th, 2020, and expiring March 14th, 2025, and Thomas Lincoln Brick to fill an unexpired term effective January 1st, 2020, and expiring March 14th, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 1830.
Authorize appointments to the Property Maintenance Board.
Vice President Halloran.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the appointment of the following members of the Township's Property Maintenance Board: Edward Bucher, Stephen Brill, Joseph Gillison, James Hogan, and Sandra Thomas, along with alternates Joanne Bergen and Richard DeGennaro.
Thank you. Resolution 1831.
Authorize appointments to the Tourist Development Commission.
Councilwoman Ponterera.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the appointment of Mort Nays from Windward Tavern and Colleen De Jesus Gonzalez from the Spanish Olive as members of the Tourist Development Commission for a 2-year term effective January 1, 2020 through December 31st, 2021. Additionally, Councilwoman DeYoung is appointed as the Township Council Representative for a 1-year term.
Thank you. Resolution 1832.
Authorize appointments to the Ethics Information Committee.
Councilman Menachino.
This resolution authorizes execution of the contract with the following
Wait,
attorneys.
nope,
Which
32.
one? Oh, I got my numbers. This one. Okay, sustainable brick. No? This resolution authorizes the appointment of Brick Ethics Information Committee, Councilwoman Lisa Crate, Councilman Arthur Halloran, Councilwoman Mariana Pantanero, and Victor Finnemore, Mark Stain, and Angelo Sarvino.
Thank you. Resolution 1833.
Authorize appointments to the Sustainable Brick Township Committee.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the appointments of the following members of the Sustainable Brick Township Committee: Mayor John G. Ducey or designee Robert Checkeye, Council President designee Vince Menachino, Keith Rella, Municipal Planner designee, Ken Mathis, Department of Public Works representative, Stephen Speck, Brick Township Utilities Authority representative, Jessica Clayton, Board of Education representative, Sharon Urquiliani, thank you, Environmental Commission representative, Brian Mursky, Chamber of Commerce representative, John Hyphantis, resident, Paul J. Kurtz, resident, Sarisa Peterson, resident, Carly Delahose, president, and Susanna Casella, resident. Resolution 1834.
Authorize appointment of Class 3 Planning Board member.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the reappointment of Councilman Paul Mummolo as a Class 3 member of the Township Planning Board and the Architectural Review Committee for a 1-year term.
Thank you. Resolution 1835.
Recognize 2020 incoming officers.
For the Bretton Woods Fire Company, Councilwoman DeYoung.
Thank you. President Chris Fredericks, Vice President Antonio Ortiz, Secretary John Rotundo, Treasurer Brian Strider, Trustees Steve Gerling, John Tracy, and John Rotundo, Chief Thomas Bisbal, Assistant Chief Brian Strider, Captain Barry Werner, First Lieutenant Edward Ramos, Second Lieutenant Tom Thiem, Jr., and Safety Officer Chris Fredericks.
Thank you. For the Herbertsville Fire Company, Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you. President Angelo Natoli, Vice President David Sanchez, Treasurer Barry Osborne, Secretary Christopher Kazmarek, Trustees James Scott Sr., Christopher Matsuer, and Paul Matula, Chief David Sanchez, Captain James Lepore, and First Lieutenant Christopher Matsuer.
Thank you. For the Laurelton Fire Company, Councilman Mumolo.
Thank you. President will be Robert Contreras, Vice President Leonard Fagula, Recording Secretary Kyle Bower, Corresponding Secretary Michael Scott, Treasurer Joseph Polowitz, Sergeant of Arms Walter Holsat, Trustee Robert Skillman, Charles Turner, Jeffrey Richards, John Heffron Sr., Michael Serriras, I know I messed that up, sorry about that, Michael, Chief Paul Mazzio Jr., Assistant Chief Christopher Ackerman, Captains David Bowman, or Regenberg, sorry about that, and Joseph Zielinski and Thomas Bennett. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the Pioneer Hose Fire Company, Vice President Halloran.
Thank you. For President Francis Devaney, Vice President Michael Berger, Secretary Elena Magnuson, Captain Vincent Piscatola, Treasurer Vincent Piscatola, Chief Ron Gaskell, Jr., Assistant Chief Peter Quinlan, Lieutenant Bill Magnuson, Second Lieutenant Joseph Sansone, Engineer John Koister, Trustees Gary Avazir, Edward Slawinski, John Sansone, Peter Quinlan, and Joseph Sansone.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second to end the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Councilman Halloran, second. No, that's not right at all. Councilman Mumolo. Sorry. I came from over there. And second from Councilwoman Zapsik. I got that right. Open to council for questions or comments?
I was going to ask Mr. Mancino to repeat his. I'm going to go easy on
was
this
the middle
first day. No question.
Closing council. Open to the public for questions on the resolutions. On the resolutions. Come on up. Mr. Sluka? No, that's okay.
Wait, this is on the council comments and stuff. On the
On the
resolutions we didn't get to.
Resolutions.
What resolutions?
We just read 35 resolutions.
Oh, they're all resolutions, not the
Yeah.
bill resolutions, stuff like that, okay.
No.
Well, still fits whoever it is. Congratulations to all got elected and stuff like that. Just remember, though, that you do have 8,500 votes, I think, was the max. We have 65,000 adults in this town. There's got to be a way to get more people interested in our township government and other things like that. And then the one was, my comment really has to do, really mostly yesterday, was the question that I mentioned about the repairing of the roads on 16th Avenue to 18th Avenue.
Can we do that during public comment?
If you give me 10 minutes, I can.
10 minutes, so it's 5 minutes.
Well, it's 5-minute comment.
I only have 5 minutes, but I already have my letter out for 5 minutes. And this fits the consent. This was consent agenda from yesterday that didn't get
You
finished.
can come back up.
I can come up twice.
Yes.
Okay, that's why, before I did it. Okay, let's see if I had something else. Since it's in the beginning, not before those resolutions, even though I think it's consent. Okay, either way, I'll do it all at once.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions regarding the resolutions? Seeing none, I'll close public. Roll call.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Abstain 1813 and 1821.
And for the rest?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay. Councilman Momolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have manual bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $14,375,773.10.
Can I get a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Vice President Halloran, second, Councilman Mumolo. Open to council? Seeing none, close council. Open to public for questions on the manual bill resolution only? Seeing none, close public. Roll call?
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeYoung.
Yes.
Councilman Momolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontarero.
Yes.
Vice President Halloran.
Yes.
President Crate.
Yes. Thank you. Now we are at public comment. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Anyone for public comment? Mr. Sluka?
Okay, now I can do it the right way. John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. I have my letter you all maybe read if you got it, although I don't have your address. Okay? You may have to put them on the council address book. The next one is just yesterday's consent agenda. I asked a question about the repaving of the roads between 16th and 20th Avenue at the council meeting yesterday. Mayor Ducey did explain somewhat pertaining to the Herbertsville repaving because New Jersey Natural Gas only did a halfway job. But that's not exactly what I was talking about. The mayor did follow up with me in email, but I still did not seem like I trusted my own memory, so I went back into the archives of the meetings on YouTube to completely understand what I thought I heard. Let me state what I was asking again. In the October 7th meeting of the council, the mayor spoke on the video at the 14:21 mark for about 40 seconds concerning Resolution 411, regular road projects, Herbertsville. Here's where the mayor mentioned repaving roads 17th, 16th, 18th, 19th, 20th Avenue, Old Burn Tavern Road, South Lake, and others. It was mentioned that this would take place in the fall if weather was good, or at least in the early spring, so my question still stands, and I believe that's what I was asking. When will this project start, and when is the expected completion dates? And you can look into it if you don't have the answer now.
No, we have the answer. Yeah. So those streets were in error. It was a memo that came from the consulting engineer that was off. So it was the streets that were awarded that night were the ones that I was talking about that were halfway done by the gas company.
Oh,
So the other ones are they're in phase. I think that's phase 3, which is the next phase to do of the Herbertsville Road. So they would be designed. They're going to be
next
up
year.
for design in 2020. If it goes through with the $2 to $3 million worth of roads we do a year.
Okay, because I
Yep.
could see some of those roads up there are a mess in the bottom. And since you mentioned them, the people said, oh, thank God. And then all of a sudden now it wasn't on your list. But
Yep.
that's fine. It's
Yep.
it's in the future, but not that far in the future.
It's recommended by the engineer to be approved by the council in the 2020 capital, which is
Then we'll
June or
be
July.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm going to read my letter dated yesterday. You didn't give me a lot of time to write this. It's going to go over the 5 minutes, by the way.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dear Mayor Ducey, Council President Lisa Crate, and Brick Councilman and Councilwoman. I didn't know who was the president for sure at that time. I was just guessing. But a 14-foot safety noise and wall with shrubbery is needed in many areas of Garden State Parkway that border homes, schools, and workplaces in Brick Township, including areas like Evergreen Woods, Brick High, Lanes Mill School, Town Hall, Greenbrier, and Briar Mill, and Birchwood area Brick. The New Jersey Turnpike Commissioners are responsible for the vast health problems because of their decisions to remove the trees and the brush in the center divider, along with the roadway known as Garden State Parkway. The noise created by the Garden State Parkway traffic at times is deafening. The toxins that overflow the roadway because of the removal of trees has harmed and is continuing to harm the health and the lives of our children, seniors, workers, and residents. Children and adults are shaken from their sleep due to loud bursts of noise at night, and their learning ability and awareness in the brick schools and adults, and as well as adults, are often that drive to work are leery because they're distracted by the continuing danger of the roadway. Seniors are getting COPD and dying prematurely. Children are susceptible to illnesses, including asthma, bronchitis, and more. And more citizens have heart and lung illnesses from the toxins at the bus stops, backyards, and homes. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners are at fault. Our children are at risk, not only from the health problems, but the overcrowded schools. I was a little disappointed that the school board, and I think they're here today, hopefully, members or parents groups was not at the council meeting yesterday to keep the keen awareness of school cuts by the governor. Yes, the governor who is trying to control our local school district with mandates, taking away $4.5 million of state aid to our K-12 students and creating a 5-year funded $4.2 million program for his controlled preschool program seems a little ridiculous. The governor has truly hurt Brick and Toms River school districts, and at the same time appoints people to the politically appointed bureaucracies like the New Jersey Turnpike Authority. It does seem at times that the same non-elected bureaucrats will win out. Along with governor, they create rules that are incomprehensible and use them to their advantage. Dragging things out, stalling for time, and developing rules in the bureaucratic wasteland are their methods. It's been mentioned at council meetings that so much money is wasted by the state, and even last council meeting, we heard about $4.5 million that the governor will spend on free college education for illegal residents. I do have about 2 more minutes, right? Along with this, $2 billion used in the K-12 to educate illegal residents, the $500 million used for health care of illegals, the $4 million in criminal justice system, or the $100 million used for welfare and other programs from these illegal residents, that additional $4.5 million does seem like a drop in the bucket. But from teaching macro and microeconomics, we must all realize that nothing is free. We will all pay, and what we are getting back for our tax dollar is a big question mark. Without a firm commitment by our elected representatives, including the mayor, school board, and the council, the legacy of Brick Township will be asthma, autism, COPD, hearing loss, a variety of heart ailments, and premature deaths. It's nice that we have a plan to pay down to $16 million in debt this year, but what is truly needed is that 14-foot noise pollution safety wall and restoration of a large, high-dense plant life that was destroyed by the New Jersey Turnpike Authority. Legal inaction cannot and should not be the consequence of repeated pleas for help, but without your assistance, our children will suffer lifelong illnesses, and many of us will succumb to premature deaths. All representatives of people, no matter where they are, must stand and be counted. Thanks for your time, John Sluka. I don't yield back anything today.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, close public. What am I doing here? Hold on. Lost my spot. Mrs. Bergen, sorry. Lost my spot.
You'll get the knack of it.
Okay, thank you very much. It is my great honor to serve the residents of Brick, Mayor Ducey, the Township Council, and an exceptional staff of close to 500 employees, all of whom serve with diligence and compassion. I'd like to thank you, Councilwoman Zapsik, for your leadership, support, and determination to rise above and to lift us all up as well in 2019. It's one thing to rise up, but it's a true mark of leadership to lift others up with you, and for that we thank you. I welcome Councilwoman Crate. I look forward to working with you as you take the position of Council President and make it your own. No matter what happens, we're going to have some fun. I look forward to that. And lastly, I'd like to especially thank Mayor Ducey. His love for Brick Township inspires us all to do our best. Serving as mayor is a labor of love for him, and he is guided always by what's best for Brick Township. Working for you is a humbling, inspiring experience, and I consider it a true blessing. I look forward to playing even a small role in the Year of Unity and in embracing whatever challenges lie ahead, because I know we will do so together. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor?
I went earlier. Thanks, but
Okay,
I just want to
you're good.
mention,
There's always something else.
there's a reorg party afterwards at the PAL building, right immediately following the meeting. Thanks.
Excellent, okay. Council?
Yes, I'd like to just say Happy New Year to all. I'd like to thank the mayor and the council for your continued confidence in me and my firm to serve the township. I truly enjoy it, and I thank Councilwoman Zapsik for really a tremendous year as president. And I look forward to working with you, Council President Crete. It's nice to say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Secretary?
Happy New Year
Thank you.
also.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Yes, thank you very much. No success in life is ever achieved without the help of others. And there are many whose efforts brought us to this day that I would like to use my time today to thank. First, I would like to thank Mayor Ducey and the current members of this council for their encouragement and support, our attorney, Mr. Starkey, for his wisdom and guidance, particularly over the last year, our business administrator, Joanne Bergen, who is the force that gets things done, and all of the Brick Township employees who work diligently every day to serve our residents. We have always had a great team here in Brick, and in my opinion, the best municipal workforce in the state of New Jersey, and it's an honor for me to work alongside of each and every one of you every day. I would like to give a special shout out to my agenda team last year, Joanne, Jen, Lynette, Maureen, and Jane. Real queens fix each other's crowns, and I thank all of you for the times you were able to straighten mine last year. I would like to thank my running mates for their courage, fortitude, and hard work, and to welcome our newest council member, Councilman Menachino. I promise to pay forward the help and encouragement and support I received from my fellow council members over the last 6 years. Welcome to the most exhilarating, frustrating, sometimes heartbreaking, but also one of the most rewarding jobs you will ever do. I owe more than I can say to my family, particularly my husband, Bill, my better half and best friend, who picks up the slack, feeds the cats, scoops the poop, and always makes sure I have a safe place to land. To my extended family and friends who supported me in a tough year, and to all those who volunteered to help our team by delivering signs, making calls, and in other ways large and small, I cannot begin to thank you enough. And special thanks to my brother-in-law, Andrew. The W for my A were sometimes mixed up in a lot of correspondence. Thank you for taking time out of your New Year's Day to come down here and swear me in. And most of all, to the residents of Brick, especially those who took the time to call, email, or meet in person, thank you for speaking with me and sharing your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, and overall pride in our community. And above all else, to those who went to the polls on November 5th and cast a vote of confidence for our team, thank you for the opportunity to serve again as your councilwoman. As Fred Rogers once said, all of us at some time or another need help. Whether we're giving or receiving help, each one of us has something valuable to bring to this world. That's one of the things that connects us as neighbors. In our own way, each one of us is both a giver and a receiver. I welcome the opportunities ahead to help make Brick Township the very best neighborhood for all of us that it can possibly be. My best wishes to everyone for a happy, healthy, and meaningful 2020. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. Baby's awful quiet, huh?
Baby's doing good.
So first, I'd like to thank my family for your support. You're all here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Not always easy, but thank you. Then I'd like to recognize Fred Potter, who put me on this path. I might not thank him tomorrow, but thank you, Fred. I appreciate it. It's a journey I'm looking forward to. I'd like to thank the mayor for asking me to be a part of this team. I appreciate it very much, and yes, I'm looking forward to hit the ground running, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you. Councilwoman Dion.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody, and I would just like to thank all of our township employees for always doing a tremendous job. They go above and beyond what their job details of what they're supposed to do, so thank you to all of you. Congrats to Art, Andrea, and Lisa on your reelection, and a big welcome and congratulations to Vince. He is a much needed up here, a breath of fresh air, and his energy really has reinvigorated me. His, inquisitions, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like, I forgot we do that, and this, and all this, so it really brought back, reinvigorated my passion for being up here. And really, for myself, I just want to focus on what Mayor Ducey has brought to the table this year as unifying Brick Township and always making Brick better. So thank you so much and Happy New Year.
Sorry, I'm up again. Councilman Mumolo.
Thank you, Madam President. Congratulations, Andrea, Art, and Council President Lisa. Welcome back. Vince, pleasure. You did a great job with those names. It was a test. You passed. You did good. Wish everybody, the people of the town, they know how I feel working with them. I bug them enough. They do a great job. Everybody does a great job. Just wish everybody a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Pontorero.
Thank you. I wanted to congratulate the wonderful Andrea Zapzig on what had to be the toughest council president year I've ever seen. I challenge anyone to hold their grace and dignity as well as Andrea Zapsik under a line of fire that she constantly faced. Your poise was infectious. You calmed all of us down at times when we could have gotten very easily riled up. So thank you, and thank you for a wonderful, wonderful year. To Lisa Crate, you're going to be fabulous, and I'll be there to help you in any way that you need. Congratulations to Art. Congratulations to Vince. I'm happy to have another person with a difficult last name to pronounce. And I'm going to tell you once, my last name is pronounced Ponterero. So, Minicino and Ponterero, right? Okay, nice.
Minicino.
Oh, we're saying it's the American way? Okay. Just saying. Just saying. I want to thank all of the employees of BRIC. Even though we're the ones who sit up here, you're the ones who make the machine of BRIC work. And you do it every day. I appreciate it, and I know council appreciates it, and I want to thank you. Thank you to Joanne Bergen, who I don't know how she does everything she does. I don't think she's human. I think she may be a robot, fembot, but the fact, maybe, but her moments of true compassion show me that she is in fact human, and but she does do things I can't even. So thank you very much for going above and beyond your job. To Mayor Ducey, that feeling of unity for 2020 is going to be infectious, and I think that it's what our town needs, it's what our country needs, and I think that all of us can do our part to make sure that your feeling of wanting unity is in fact done for 2020. All of us can do our part. So thank you to everyone. I wanted to apologize for being late. Apparently you can pull out a feeding tube on yourself. I did that. You have 2 hours to get to the hospital and put it back in. I did that and still have my false eyelashes on. So I apologize for being late. Have a great new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Halloran?
Thank you. Let me start. There's so many people to thank, but let me start with the residents. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people who put me back into this position. I want to thank you for the confidence that you've had in me and the rest of the team. And it's been a great 4 years, and I look forward to 4 more. I've learned a lot in the last 4 years. I was a citizen, resident, who didn't understand government before I got in here, and now I'm still only this much educated. It's different than my past history, but I'm learning, and I hope I'm living up to what the expectations of the residents. I want to thank Andrea, Councilwoman Zapsik, for a wonderful leadership. You are an inspiration to all of us. You have way more patience than I do. I was far enough away from you that you didn't hear my moaning. Yeah.
Sorry.
And, but thank you. El Presidente? El Presidente Crate. Thank you. I wish you all the best. I'll be here to support you. No matter what you need, we'll get through it together. And
have to slide your microphone over closer to me.
So you can reach it and
Yes.
stop my moaning. Okay. Mayor, I said it the other day, you inspire me. You inspired me 4 years ago to get on to the council, and your comments the other night were extremely inspirational. I look forward to another 4 years with you. I want to thank Joanne, who always supports me. I said this a couple years ago, but Joanne has a steel trap for a memory. She knows every detail of every conversation that ever existed in this building. She's great, and I rely on her tremendously to help me remember some of the conversations. So thank you. Certainly, Mr. Starkey, thank you for keeping us out of trouble. We appreciate it. I've had to call on you a couple of times to clarify things, and we really appreciate all your knowledge and legalese. The staff in BRIC, the employees, I can't say enough. They're tremendous. And no matter what you ask, whenever we want to hit something really quickly, get things done in an area around town, they respond tremendously. There's never resistance. They do it gladly, so I really appreciate it. And I can't stop, certainly last but not least, my wife, who supports me tremendously. So thank you. That's it.
I actually wrote that in case I was hoping you were going to get to it. Thank you. Before I have my comments, I just want to recognize some people in the audience who came today. We have Ben Giovine from the office of Congressman Kim. Oh, he left. Okay, well, he was here, so just make note. Judge Grisanti. We have Chris Theodos, the director of the MUA, and we also have some school board members, Stephanie Walrab and Melita Gagliardi. Thank you for coming out today to support us. We really appreciate it. We also have several people here, our department heads and employees of BRIC Township that, as all of my fellow council members have stated, we mean nothing. Everything is all that you do, and we really appreciate all that you do and have a deep appreciation for that. So I would like to thank you personally. And I just want to say a couple of things. One of the first things when I was asked to, when I volunteered, I guess, to be council president for this year, obviously, here I am. So one of the best pieces of advice that I got was to be yourself. So, and you really, that's the best piece of advice. And I can't guarantee, and nor will I guarantee or tell you that I will be perfect. Obviously, today is the first note that that's not going to happen. But what I can tell you is that I am dedicated to this town and to the people of this town, and that this is what you get. This is it. Here I am. And I'll do the best that I can to represent everyone here and all of our township workers to the best of my ability. And no matter what I do or how it comes out, just know that everything that I do or say is meant from the heart and with love, even if it doesn't always come out perfectly. So I just want to let you know that. I'm going to start by thanking my husband and children and family. This takes a lot of time, and it's an enormous amount of time to do this job, and I love it, and it means so much to me. And the fact that my family is willing to be a part of that and also to let me have that time to leave them and come out to do things with the town, I'm most appreciative of that. And thank you especially to my husband, because he is absolutely my support at home. That he's kind of my guiding light, so I appreciate him. And going off of the mayor's speech about unifying the town, I had this idea this year, and I want to share it with you. Really, I want to say the future of the town does not lie solely with the mayor and the council that sits up here. Ultimately, it lies with all of the residents of BRIC as well. So I encourage everyone to not let your influence end at the ballot box, but to go out and realize that you are the community, and we need you as a community to help us do our jobs. As much press as national elections get, and how much people seem to pay attention to that, what we really understand sitting up here, and what a lot of residents are beginning to understand as we have those conversations with them, is that your hometown and your hometown politics are the things that actually affect your daily life. From your garbage pickup to you having to come to town hall to get permits you need to fix up your homes, or the police that patrol our streets and neighborhoods, our neighborhood watch program. All of those different things have a real and daily effect on your life. The relationship you have with your neighbors and friends, and the people that you meet at school, or your children's friends' parents, all of those people are the things that make BRIC great. So great things are rarely done by one person alone, or even a small group of people. They are often accomplished by a team of people, and in this case, I want that team to be our town, in conjunction with us sitting up here. Every one of us can make a difference, and it doesn't matter who you are or what you do for a living or what your background is. So my challenge to you this year, because I feel like I get to do that as council president, my challenge to you is that I want everyone to start looking around to see, what do we need? Is there someone in your neighborhood that needs something? Is there something in the town that we need to have happen? And go do it. Go out and help that person, or go out and make that difference. And if you can't do it alone, go ask for help. And that's why we're here. If you look around and you still aren't sure of what to do, but you want to help, one of the things that I would like to do at the council meetings each month is I would like to share with you a highlight of a local group or charity or organization that's right here in Brick that may inspire you to want to go out and help them. So, just keep in mind that we make a lot of decisions up here, and yes, they're made in the best interest of the town, but to make this town better, we need everybody involved. And I think that goes along with the mayor's theme of, unity and unifying us all. And if you are part of an organization and you're watching or you're in the audience and you'd like to have your organization highlighted, and you're right here in this town and you need some help, you need volunteers, or you need help with putting something together, please let me know and we can work on that. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Everyone can be great because anyone can serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love." I look forward to serving you and serving this community and serving with you this year. So that's all I have for today. Happy New Year. Our next, next council meeting is January 14th at 7 p.m. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All in favor? I guess we want to get out of here. Don't forget to meet us at the PAL after this. I need all the employees who came to come up for a picture, please.